Thanks for listening to our last episode of 2025 of PSL On The Mic, the City of Port St. Lucie's official podcast. We're here like we always are at the end of the year with Mayor Shannon Martin.
Hey, Maureen.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing good, thanks.
The year's over.
I know. I can't believe how fast it went. It's
I'm
been
really
crazy.
happy.
Yeah.
So we're here for your annual recap of 2025. The biggest thing, well, there were a lot of big things that happened in the city this year, but one I was heavily involved with was we were named an All-America City, which we tried for a few years ago, unsuccessfully, but we were named this year. So let's talk about that. It was a huge deal for our city.
Absolutely. Huge accomplishment to be named and recognized nationally as an All-America City from the National Civic League, especially with the focus being on the environment and engaging our residents. Because we have the Naturally PSL program that we've been working on and we made happen. And so it was wonderful. The team did an amazing job. And it just opens a lot of doors from us from being recognized on the national stage to more grant opportunities and other opportunities that may come along the way as a result of it. And it's only 10 cities that get
10
recognized every year. So that's huge considering there's thousands and thousands of cities in in our country.
And there were three from Florida this year, which was awesome. Tallahassee won.
That's right.
And Port St. Lucie and Delray Beach. They unfortunately did not win, but their skit was amazing too. So it was great to have three cities from Florida there. Vice Mayor Caraballo went with us, and she was kind of like the MC for our skit. And we just had so much fun. And we had so many different organizations with us too, and lots of volunteers, especially environmentally, from like Oxbow Eco Center. And it was a great, great time. And we were the first city called. So it was like super exciting to hear our names, and then we could finally calm down. But yeah, it was awesome. It was probably one of my highlights of being here for 5.5 years so far. So
absolutely, the skit was amazing.
It was fun,
and to see our residents go and actually be participating in it.
And that's what they really want.
It was awesome to see, and I loved it. So I didn't get to go this year, but I loved it, and grateful for Vice Mayor for
she represented well.
Yep.
It was great.
That's awesome.
And like you said, our commitment to the environment was a huge reason, the main reason we applied for this year. So talk about that and our commitment to the environment here.
So our residents have told us for a couple of years now through our citizen surveys and Citizen Summit that they want us to look at saving our green space, buying green space, acquiring property to have as green space and more parks. And we've paid close attention to that. And we know that we're growing and we're going to continue to grow, but any opportunities that we can take to acquire green space and keep things natural as possible, we made that promise we're going to do it, and that's exactly what we have done. And that's why that program is so amazing to have identify the areas in the city where we already own property.
Naturally PSL.
Yeah, naturally PSL. Right. So we can, we have those properties identified that we're going to keep natural. We're not going to put them back out on the market. And then we're going to find ways for resident engagement through passive recreation or walking trails. And also the acquisition of larger tracts of property that we can keep for future parks or green space, like the parcels that we purchased from the school district this year.
Oh, right.
When we purchased those, if we hadn't purchased those, they would have gone on the market from the school district, and they probably would have been sold for more housing because they were smack dab in the middle of residential neighborhoods.
And one, I believe, was in South Bend, wasn't it?
Yes.
I live in South Bend, so I know exactly where that was, and I can't even imagine more homes being put there.
Absolutely not. Can't either. Another one was in the Walton area.
Okay.
Walton Road area. And then the third one was in Rosser, the Rosser Lakes property.
Oh, right.
Where the developer wanted to sell it for homes, and we said, "Wait a minute, no." And it has a old mining lake on it, and it's just a beautiful piece of property, and we acquired that as well to hold in our inventory for green space and for public access.
So in the future, there could be trails there and park benches and other things, as long as it's just kept as green space.
Absolutely, it'll all be part of our Naturally PSL program, and we have a couple other properties that we're currently working on that our city manager is working on to acquire as green space as well.
Good.
Over in District 3 area.
Okay, and District 3, that's,
It's actually properties on par.
okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Okay, great, that's
Yeah.
awesome. We had some key infrastructure projects completed, in the process of being completed. What are they? And let's talk about how they're going to make our lives better.
Yeah, so Floresta, Phase 2 is complete, excuse me. I have a little cold. Phase 3 is already
Yeah.
underway. Our PSL South Boulevard South project that we've been waiting for, it is at the tail end.
Yay.
They are doing punch list items right now, and then once the state turns that over to us, it'll be completely finished. We're hoping by the end of this year, they'll pull up all the barricades and finalize those punch list
Like
items.
the next couple weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
We're hoping.
Okay.
I got that update yesterday.
Okay, good.
And staff is crossing their fingers and working with DOT on that as well. So hopefully that will be completed. We have our roundabout projects in Torino
Right.
that are complete now. And we have lots of projects in the hopper going into next year. We have sidewalks that we have completed. We had 49 miles of repaving that got completed this
Yep.
year. And also roads that were rejuvenated as well.
Mine was rejuvenated this year.
Yeah, with the
it's
sealant to
great.
extend the life. So all these projects are ongoing. They'll continue to be ongoing, and we're just trying to get as much done as we possibly can with the funding that we have. One little tidbit I wanted to share, and it kind of goes to the cost of infrastructure and how all of the costs have gone up. So we know that costs have gone up, in the grocery store. Costs have gone up with our insurance, but costs go up on the city side as well.
Just about everything.
So in 2020, the average cost per mile for a sidewalk was $475,000 for 1 mile
one
of
mile.
sidewalk.
Okay.
Today in 2025, 1 mile of sidewalk costs $1.3 million.
That's more than double.
Yes.
Wow.
So, but we're getting things done. We're
Yep.
keeping the promises to get these projects done, finding creative ways to do that, leveraging all of our resources.
Does that slow things down? They get done, but maybe not as quickly as we
Sometimes it
anticipated.
does, depending on the funding source. If it's a half-cent sales tax project,
Yeah.
we're able to do that
Right.
because we generally take in more funding. But yeah, the staff in Public Works has to take a look at all that and leverage it and make sure that we have the funding and see how that goes. I just had a meeting today about one of our projects, and of course, like anything else, the estimate comes in at a certain amount, and then when the project is actually gone out to bid and it comes back in, the projects are much higher.
Cost more, yeah.
And so then staff has to make a determination of, okay, what can we do to keep the cost down even more? So, yeah, everything has continued to go up. When we have projects that have to have what it's called the CEI, Construction Engineer Inspection Team. In some projects, depending on the project, has to have that team in place for overseeing the project, making sure the contractor's doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Those costs have gone up by 30%. So everything's gone up, but we're still moving ahead with our plan, and we're getting as much done as we possibly can.
Good. Public safety, the training facility over here on campus
Yes.
it's got blue on it now. It was a big cement building.
Yeah.
So that's coming along. Plus, we got a couple fire stations this year.
Yeah, so the police training facility is well underway, should be done first quarter of 2026.
Oh, great.
And yes, through our planning on the fire board and the fire district, we're making sure that we're putting in the fire stations that we need, looking at the call volumes and the run volumes to see where the calls are coming from and where they're needed. So we opened Station 18, which is off Milner, and right next to our administration building.
Right, yeah.
And we opened Fire Station 20 on Village Parkway near the Del Webb community.
Yep, in tradition.
So we're actively planning. So for anyone who doesn't think that we're planning, we are actively planning for every aspect of what we're going to have to address growth-wise.
Yep.
And we're not just planning for today and tomorrow, we're planning for many, many, many years out in the future, from utilities to roads, public safety, you name it.
Yep. Let's talk about our fiscally conservative government and what we've done this year to make sure that we're spending correctly and
Yep.
making sure everything is okay for the future.
Yeah, we lowered the millage rate 10th year in a row,
Yep.
keeping that promise to our residents. Our bond ratings have gone up considerably
Yeah.
in several different areas. We're very proud of that because we know that we are going to have to bond for projects in the future in order to get them done because they're so costly. But the higher the bond rating, kind of like a credit rating, the better chances you have to get the lowest rate possible when you're going out for that bond financing. So we're really proud of that. Being very fiscally conservative, running as lean as we possibly can as an organization, only adding jobs that are absolutely necessary and needed as it relates to the growth.
Right.
So there's a very stringent justification process when the city manager is doing that budgeting and meeting with the departments before he makes a recommendation at council. So we're always looking to run as lean and mean as we possibly can.
I want to talk about that for a second because it's so important to you guys as our council members. It's been like that for as long as I've been here. Just talk about how important that is for this current council.
It's really important because we have to make sure that we're operating as effectively and efficiently as we possibly can. We want to keep the cost down as much as we can to our taxpayers for what we can control. And we don't need to have people working that don't necessarily need to be working just frivolously. We want to make sure that the right people are in place doing the right jobs and performing for our residents, because that's what we do. We provide services to our residents. And that has been, like you said, we've been addressing that for many years. That's been
Yeah.
the direction we've given to this city manager, prior city managers as well. And we're going to continue to operate as lean and mean as we can. We're looking at technology, and we're into innovation now with our strategic planning processes and how can we use technology to help us be more effective and efficient.
And data.
And very
Data-driven.
data-driven. We'll continue to be data-driven as well. And we're seeing more of those technologies come online. We have Placer AI.
Yeah.
So we're able to determine who's going to our parks, who's going to our special events.
Where we put most of our resources.
Exactly.
It gives us a good idea of who goes to what events.
Yeah. Also, as we talk about public safety being so important, and public safety isn't just police, it's public works, it's parks and rec, it's all departments that address quality of life issues and make things safer for our community, whether it be safer roads, a safe place for kids to recreate and people to recreate, or from the law enforcement side. So looking at drone as a first responder program, sending in the drones that could have the eyes and ears that can see what's going on in a situation so that it helps our public and it also helps our officers potentially not be in harm's way, direct line of fire, as we just saw that recently happened with the shooting that our sergeant was involved in,
Right.
where he got shot in the face. So using technology as much as possible to help us out is a huge, huge thing. And we're going in that direction in many facets of our organization. And it's good to see.
It is. Community engagement this year, at least from communication standpoint, was huge because we introduced a new program, Love Your Block, which came on, I think, around Valentine's Day of this past year. And we recently had, we recorded Melissa and Stephanie, that Love Your Block podcast is going to air in a couple weeks. And I know that's kind of near and dear to your heart. Let's talk about that, because they had an amazing time. They learned so much about how important volunteers are and bringing communities and neighborhoods together. And you were there for the kickoff when we had the skate party.
Yes.
There over at Skate City, which was another addition that we added this year.
That's right.
For our residents. So talk about Love Your Block.
So Love Your Block is such a great program. Came out of the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative in partnership with Public Innovation Studio at Johns Hopkins. And we got that grant, and the Whispering Pines neighborhood needed some love. and it needed the opportunity to bring residents together and neighbors together. And that's what you want in a community.
Yeah.
You want everyone to come together and love their block or love their neighborhood, meet each other, and get to know one another and support one another. And through that program and through those grants, to be able to help our residents with whether it be a new front door or some new landscaping or the little libraries that were put
Yep.
up. And it wasn't just one little library, it was two little libraries.
Yep.
And then the beautification around the little libraries, getting the high school involved, the Key Club involved
yeah.
with the high school. That's right in the heart of the Whispering Pines neighborhood. It really did amazing things for our community. It got people to know each other. We now have new ambassadors of the city.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
And what's even better is that they know each other now.
Yeah.
Now they're talking. Now they're spending time together. And when you're in a city of 260,000 people and we're growing, we want to keep that small town
Yeah.
feel as much as we possibly can. And Love Your Block is a completely perfect example of how that can happen. And what's even better is that now we can take that pilot and that one program and we now can replicate it in other neighborhoods
We sure can.
and beautify them and bring them up. So it was awesome.
That was a nice surprise. I mean, we knew it was going to be great, but just the impact that it had. I mean, Melissa was crying several times,
Yeah.
like when she was at residents' homes, because it really did. People were out on their front lawn doing things or putting in benches or planting trees, taking out trees that were dangerous
Yeah.
to the neighborhood. And people were coming out of their homes and be like, what's going on? And they never knew each other before.
Right.
And now they do. And now they're saying that they're doing cleanups on their own now.
Right.
I said, Megan's going to be really busy with KPSLB now, which is great for pop-up cleanup. So
Yeah, look at the spin-offs as a result of that.
yeah, it's just, it was such a special program, and I'm so happy that
Yep.
they're launching it again. I think they're having like a celebration at the end of January.
Yep.
And then they're going to launch the mini grants again. The application will open in February. So
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah,
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. So there was a huge announcement in October. I'm sure you're familiar. The soccer stadium in Port St. Lucie Soccer Club.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that and how that is literally going to change the face of our city over on the east side.
It absolutely is. You know, we've talked about for years since we've done the master plan for the whole Walton in one area. And before that, about all the struggles that we've gone through with that area,
Right.
And through the master planning process, we knew that in order to redevelop, we were going to need an attractor. We didn't know what that attractor was going to be. We didn't know what was going to come forward. And then the city manager met with the PSL Soccer Club group that we now know that's what they're called.
Right.
And we knew that we needed something in order to bring it to life. And so when he first started talking about it, one-on-one, of course, at least with me, you know, you never knew how it was going to go. We didn't know if it was going to come to fruition. But to be able to have another sports team here, to be able to have another professional sports team, and then hopefully a women's team is going to be huge for our city. Soccer is the fastest growing sport. It is a universal sport.
Yep.
And you need something in the entertainment and sports realm to really get that entire area redeveloped. And so, didn't know that's what it was going to be, but it's been wonderful to go through the process that we've gone through. It's been wonderful to be able to announce it to the community. I know there's a lot of worry.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, let's
in
ease
some
some
areas
fears.
because
Yeah.
of the location. I know there was a lot of concern about the fact that the city was paying for it. So I just want to reiterate again, we are not paying for the stadium. We're not paying for any part of it.
We're also not building it.
We are not building the stadium. The stadium at Walton and One, the location is in a community redevelopment area that generates tax increment funding revenue. It's already generating revenue. And you have to utilize the money in the CRA or community redevelopment area and reinvest it, excuse me, and reinvest it back into the CRA
same
area.
CRA.
Can't be used for anything else in the city. Has to go back into that boundary area. And so we've already, as a result, we've already seen much more interest. We're going out to RFP for a hotel site, possibly 2 hotel sites that we're looking at as a destination hotel. And if we didn't have that attractor, I think the property would be sitting there for a much longer period
Right.
of time. And it would be an empty parking lot.
We needed that magnet.
We needed that magnet for sure. I know people are worried about the traffic. However, as was discussed at our public meetings, when it comes to the traffic issues, the PD is on top of it. They have dealt with this with Met Stadium. They deal with it every spring training. They deal with all of the special events that we have at the Mid-Florida Event Center. There's over 10,000 people that go to our events that are out there, and the PD has no trouble dealing with traffic and getting them out within a 40-minute time period. If you go to any city and go to any type of major event, think about going down to see a concert in West Palm,
Yep,
right?
right.
It takes time to get the traffic out.
It does.
But the traffic is gone usually within an hour, and everything goes back to normal. Every major city that has sports stadiums or amphitheaters, you name it.
And whether people want to believe it or not, we're a major city now.
We are a major city. We're
Yeah.
the 6th largest city in population, 3rd in landmass.
Yep.
So we are paying close attention to all these issues. We're making sure that they are addressed. But I also want to say, this is not a digital domain. This is not a VGTI. The city has not invested money into it. We're not spending general fund dollars that could be used elsewhere. The city's not on the hook if for some reason the soccer stadium fails
Or it doesn't get built.
or it doesn't get built. But we're really looking forward to that redevelopment of the east side. The residents on the east side have been wanting that redevelopment, and we want to have that walkable type destination like
Downtown,
area,
yeah.
like we have in Tradition, like we have out in St. Lucie West, like we have at the Port District now.
Right.
And so it'll just be another lifestyle entertainment type area for people to enjoy.
Good. And while we're on the port, the Grove, that was another groundbreaking.
Yeah, we had the groundbreaking for that. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that getting underway and the restaurants coming up. The Pioneer Park is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the number is now, but it was almost at 500,000. And that park's only been open since June of 2024.
June 24, yep.
Right, I think in the October timeframe, we had almost 500,000 people that visited that park in 1 year. That's amazing. So,
And I want to say there were about 20,000 just for the holiday lights that are there too.
and right, so I'm excited to get that number
Yep.
because that's going to the 22nd of December?
No, December 31st.
Oh,
New
it's
Year's
going
Eve.
all the way through.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so
New Year's Eve.
So when we get those numbers, it's going to be really interesting to see what they are. I know people love it. I've seen a lot of comments.
Yep, and it's so walkable. I emphasize that there's no parking in the plazas.
Right.
We have to make sure that those businesses remain just for
Yeah.
the patrons. But you can park at Tom Hooper, you can park at Veterans, at Rivergate, and the post office as well, and walk along the boardwalk, because the boardwalk, again, another thing that happened this year, you can walk underneath Port St. Lucie Boulevard now.
That's right. We made that
So,
connection
yep.
finally. So we have that, and that's really exciting. And
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Grove. That's, but 2027?
yeah, 2027. Yeah,
It's going to be here quicker than we think.
it will. Look how fast this year
It's
went
already
by.
2026
It
is
was
coming
like
up.
I remember it being September, and then all of a sudden it's December.
I know. It always
So-
goes really fast.
It
Like
does.
right towards the end of hurricane season, which we did
Absolutely.
not get this year, knock wood.
Yes, thank God we did not get any hurricanes this year.
No hurricanes. I want to look to 2026
Mm-hmm.
because we have, especially with parks,
Yeah.
huge parks coming here. and we're giving residents what they've wanted for a really long time. So let's jump
Yeah.
into 2026.
Yeah, well, and speaking of that, we just had our Torino groundbreaking.
Literally like last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
So that'll be done in 27. But what I loved about the contractor who was awarded that project, he made a point to say, we are going to be on time and we are going to be on budget. And I said, be on time and under budget.
Yeah.
But I love that they said that because now we're going to really hold them to it to make
Yeah.
sure it gets done. But they're a good, really good group. So
Good.
But we have Tradition Regional, first quarter of next year. BMX is underway. I'm actually going to be going out there Thursday and seeing the progress that's happening out there with the BMX, because they said it's really starting to come along.
Yeah, we had a meeting last week with Todd, who is going to be running that out
Yeah.
there. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited for
Yep,
that.
super
Seems like a
excited.
really cool guy.
Yeah, he seems like a really cool guy.
Former champion.
And he knows what he's doing.
Yep, exactly.
This is his wheelhouse, so that's what we wanted. We wanted
his
someone with
wheelhouse,
that
so to speak.
expertise.
Yep.
Yeah. So OL Peacock is getting improvements.
Yep.
They'll have a little playground, but also be more nature-oriented, which is something that our residents have said that they wanted. The trails at the port are underway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
the
cool.
constructions that they're underway, so they'll be done in the beginning of 26.
That's
They
the
should-
preserve track over there? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Oh,
It
awesome.
shouldn't take
Great.
much longer.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we have a lot going on. Stars and Stripes.
Yes. I
so-
keep seeing photos on social media. I know that it's not quite open yet, but
Right.
that looks so awesome.
It is awesome. Matamy's doing the punch list items on that. They had to address some drainage issues
Okay.
that they didn't realize were going to come up, and they came up, so they're addressing that. It's a passive park, honoring our first responders and our veterans, and it also has those really cool celestial
Like
elements
planets
and
and
the planets.
stuff. Yeah.
So we're excited to do that. Ribbon cutting probably in January.
Okay.
We're looking, yeah,
Nice way to start the year.
yeah.
And what do you think about the upcoming year?
I'm excited for it. Like I said, we have a lot of projects that have to get done, a lot of things that are underway. We have signalization of along Village Parkway, traffic signals going up there, Discovery and Community, the traffic
Right.
signals are
Yep.
going to be going in there. There'll be more roundabout projects, more road projects. I just had a meeting this morning on the design for the Gatlin-Savona intersection,
Okay.
and we'll be going out to bid.
Ah, the one where all the traffic gets.
Yes.
Oh, yay.
Where all the traffic backs up.
Yep.
We're talking about extending the turn lanes on either side.
Wonderful.
Improvements to the north and southbound turns.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is, hopefully we'll be able to go out to bid based on the timeline and getting everything done to get to that point. Probably go out to bid probably around June timeframe.
Okay.
PSL South from Alcantara to Par
Mm-hmm.
is already underway. And so we're looking forward. It's a different contractor that
Okay.
the state awarded
Okay.
than the last segment. So they're already making good progress. I've seen they're already doing the infrastructure, underground infrastructure. So,
And that roundabout at Gatlin and the one we're redoing,
at
that started too,
College.
right?
College Park. Yep, Tulip and College Park. That's coming out, and those intersection improvements are going to be made there to make the flow of traffic much smoother. So,
Things are happening,
yeah,
people.
so there's projects everywhere. There'll be more sidewalk projects, more repaving, traffic coming as they come forward and they meet the criteria for traffic coming, that are in the hopper right now, so.
And while we're on infrastructure, I want to make sure that everyone knows about PSLinprogress.com.
Yes.
Which was kind of the brainchild of the mayor here and a bunch of us in communications. It's a wonderful website. It shows you what has been done and what is being done and what will be done. It's like a before and after
Yeah.
of every infrastructure project, parks, water, drainage, everything. But it's PSLinprogress.com.
Yeah. Stormwater.
and you can go and poke around there and use the sliders and see what everything's going to look like. That was a huge thing for us in communications. It took us a while to put that together, but it's one-stop shop for everything,
Yeah,
infrastructure.
It's great because it's transparency and showing everybody that we have a lot going on. For those that don't think that we're planning, we're constantly planning, we're constantly getting things done and leveraging all those resources in order to do that. And so, grant funding, we've been so successful with grant funding over the last few years, well over $50 million in grant funding. And our teams are constantly going after as much as we possibly can to help offset costs. So we're going to continue to do that too.
That's great. Did we miss anything? I don't think we did. Anything you want to add?
I'm trying to think. There's so much.
I know.
There's always so much every day.
I know.
But no, it's been great. It's been a great year. 2026 is going to be a greater year.
That's right.
And we're just going to get more things done.
Awesome. Mayor, have a wonderful holiday season. A Happy
too.
New Year. And we'll reconvene in the new year, probably at one of the groundbreakings for a park.
Absolutely.
Have a good holiday.
You too.
Thanks, everyone.